Hello everybody, I'm here with another episode of Broken Cards in Hearthstone. So yeah, previously I did priest and rogue, and today we're doing shaman. So let's get started. Okay, that's nice. So we have a first this thing. Um I think this card is not necessarily broken, more like I mean it's a nice thing to have a card which cannot be triggered by hero powers, but this card has so little hit points it is almost useless because it's die really quickly anyway. So it is not necessarily broken, more like unnecessarily, like pointless to me. This card, Unite Murlocs, I think it's a great card, well balanced. Only problem which I can see here is like if you don't wanna play with the Murlocs, then sucks for you. The card is useless to you, so that's kinda make no sense. Then we have this thing. Use the cost of 1,000 you have. It's actually good card, but health is little too little. I think it's way too little. Great card, but easily destroyable, way too easily. Then we have this card, which I guess it's okay for Murloc deck, but at the same time, like the problem with the Murloc decks is if you wanna play Murloc deck, then you most likely play Murloc itself instead of token which make Murlocs. It is a little inefficient, I think. Then we have this thing which seems to be like a stronger version of Witch Doctor, maybe a little too strong this card. Maybe should be weaker. Besides of this, nothing special. Um this is actually a great card. I don't think it's necessarily no, I think this card is actually good. Good enough, definitely. Definitely interesting options for some cards for some decks. There are definitely things which you can do with this card. That's definitely potential. So good, great. Then we have this card which I think it's not bad. It's actually okay. Here, however, we have this card. Um, so 15 damage for 5 crystals plus 2 overall. That's like 7 of total, which this card still do more. So I think it's a little overpowered, despite the fact damage is like split randomly. But I don't think this is something which make this card necessarily broken. I mean overpowered, because it's doing to your minions as well. So on the first look, looks seems to be overpowered, but it's not overpowered. But due to the fact the damage is split randomly amongst all minions, that's is the one thing which make it broken. Because it is pretty much impossible to use if you have a card. If like there is the situation where enemy have tons of minions and you have nothing, then this card can be uh, good. But that's like only used for this card. If you don't have this situation, then sucks for you. Yeah. So let's move on past this thing. Stone Sentinel. If you played Elemental, someone to Elemental That is actually. I think that's actually no. This card is actually okay. And we have this thing which play. I don't know. Has one location which I have. Oh yes, I think I actually remember what this does do. Um. Uh. No, I think this card is. I don't know. I don't remember effect which elemental invocations do. It can be good. I have the feeling like like this list some randomly generated effects. I believe, which I'm not too much like fan of the random things. I don't know. It's a little tricky to tell. It may be good or bad. I don't know. And now we do warlock. Then we have a sacrifice. Okay, discard. So yeah, again, same thing which I said one of the previous videos. This card is something which is supposed to basically balance the fact Warlock can play some strong card or low cost, and in order basically balance this, in order like compensate this advantage, he sometimes discard card. But for some reason, Blizzard basically decide like instead of this work as a compensation and punishment, actually reward a warlock for doing that, which makes no sense. So yeah, I don't like this. I really don't wanna like remind this whole thing again. Then we have this thing wherever you discard. Okay, that's basically the same thing which I said already. Corrupting next. Seriously, this card is ridiculously overpowered. It is disgusting how this. It is absolutely disgusting how this card is overpowered. The fact your minions affected by these spells will be destroyed in the next turn mean means absolutely nothing. I mean, sure, you can still have like one last hit before they die. The problem it is like this card is terrible. It is disgustingly overpowered because you can basically annihilate entire board for 2 mana. That is way too much. I think this spell can easily be one of the most overpowered spells in the game, if not the most overpowered game. Some things tell me I should probably do like another video, most overpowered cards, because I actually did one already, but some ridiculous cards been had recently, and I don't know if this card will on first turn or second place. I'm not sure, but definitely like you can annihilate your entire deck for 2 mana. They die on the next turn, so they can still have like one attack. But like I said, because they die, this is absolutely meaningless. And what is worse about this, you basically cannot do anything about this unless 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 you didn't play for Shaman and some thanks to some happy because you're unless you are unlucky enough to have this in your hand. This is like only thing which you can do. There are a few cards which basically allow you to deal with the corrupting effect, but you cannot save anyone. unless you have already mentioned card. So yeah, this card is disgustingly overpowered and disgustingly broken because it's like no one else have something like this. Nobody. Like there are some cards which can do something which is pretty similar, but they cost much more mana and yeah, this card is disgusting. Disgustingly overpowered. And on top of that, it's a rare card. Are you kidding me? This is just rare? I really don't understand like how Blizzard like deciding which cards are rare and which was is epic because this card if sh- if like this card in my opinion if ever be in the game should be epic if not legendary. This is how powerful this card should be legendary or better don't exist at all because I think Warlock have already bunch of powerful cards and already really destructive cards like Twisting Nether and Boom is not enough for you. Like you need to have this. Like imagine if you have a deck where you have all of these cards. That means you can wipe out entire board 6 times during the one match. And first it's like for one mana, like that is crazy. That is ridiculous. It really is. Okay, we have this thing actually. Mistake. Next spell you cast. This card is actually okay. Discover a spell. Nice. A little tricky, but yeah, this is what Shaman is. Sometimes it do damage itself. Another discard card. Nothing special. Destroy friendly minion adapt twice. Mm, actually, you know what? I think this card is not that bad, actually. On the first, normally I would say, like, I really don't like idea of destroying my own minions. But the thing is, Warlock have lots of imps and some cards. What's this called? A Nightmare Steed? Dreadsteed, I believe it's Dreadsteed. So if you cast this card on Dreadsteed who basically can die, then you can create really powerful combo and it is pretty useful. Although I think the stats should be like a little lower. Because thing is, like adapt twice, that's a lot. And if you combine I mean even if you go for price of the minion. Of course it's a very situational, it really depends on the situation like if you need sacrifice somebody. And the question is like if there is nobody else except let's say some really high minion, and you're like, okay, I'm losing, and I definitely positively need something really powerful, and this card can do the job. But question is which price. So if you have something really small and worthless on your battlefield, like imps, or something which can die, such as already mentioned Dreadsteed, then this card can be really, really powerful. If you don't, then I don't know. No, I think this card is actually okay. I just changed my mind. On the first looks, I think it is slightly overpowered, but no, I think it's actually okay. Feeding time. Okay. I think this card is okay, actually. A little weird card. Really don't feels like something which should be like part of Warlock. I don't know why it seems to be like really non-Warlock looking card for some reason. And then we have this thing. Yeah, there's several variation of this minion. So let's see. Let's see. This stats should be 5 5 if these be standard stats. So let's say we have 5 5 7 or no 6 4 7 3, which means this card should have like 7 free cards. It is nice because you get plus free during your opponent's attack, but its basic value it sucks, so I don't think it's worth it. It's it's I think what make this card broken is the fact usually I'm complaining about cards being too powerful. This one have opposite problem. It's too weak. And then we have this thing which is okay, this is exactly the same thing which I said before. Why discard giving me discarded card? I don't get it. They are discarded because I summon something powerful. That is the like this idea of fell magic, which basically you get great power but for price. This effectively turn this mechanic on its head and effectively defeat of the purpose of this. I don't know why. I think it's also a little unfair to other classes because it's just not fair. I really don't understand why anyone actually want to play this kind of strategy because this card can be great, but if this card is the one which you discarded, then that's really not a good trade, isn't it? So it is overpowered, but it is also extremely unpredictable because this card, like if you play this card, then you can get something powerful, and it is like can be really good unless this card itself is the one which been discarded, which is something which can happen. So these cards basically oscillate between unpredictable status of really good or really bad. Like there is nothing between these two. And I believe that is all for Shaman and Warlock. So next time we do Warrior and Neutral cards. And after that, I think that will be good. And from there, I can continue with some new interesting decks. I have an idea for few decks. I actually have some new, some of them are in the progress, some are already done, and I can do updated versions from previous cards because there are some cool cards here. We will see how this works. Anyway, I'm done for today, and as always, thanks for your time, and I will see you later.